Greetings, yoga friends, and welcome to today's brief practice. This practice is designed to energize you and to move your energy throughout your body. There are no props needed for today's practice, so let's just unroll our mats and do some yoga. We're beginning our practice today in Tadasana. So bring yourself into a nice, stable Tadasana, feet about hip width apart, knees slightly bent, wrapping the shoulders around the back and dropping the shoulders away from the ears. And you can choose to bring your hands to heart center, or maybe just allow the palms to face forward. And then from here, I invite you to either close your eyes or lower your gaze. We'll begin settling into our practice today with a short breathing exercise designed to move the energies around in the body and help us feel more energized. So imagine that you could start your breath all the way down at your tailbone. Allow your belly to be soft here. And as you're inhaling, filling up the front of your body with air. Imagining that that air passes through your throat and inhales up the back of your head all the way to the crown. And then as you're exhaling, allow that air to flow down through the face, back through the throat, down the back body, and back to the tailbone. So moving the air in this sort of figure eight motion through the body. So softening the belly, inhaling up the front body, crossing through the throat, all the way up to the crown. Exhaling down through the face, through the throat, and down the back body. Once more together, beginning at the tailbone, inhaling up the front of the body, crossing through the throat, up to the crown. Exhaling down the face, through the throat, down the back body. And then continuing this deep breathing on your own. Visualizing the air as it travels. Allowing the belly to remain soft. And then going through one last cycle of breath on your own. And then allowing your eyelids to flutter open or your gaze to rise. We'll come to the top of our mats and just warm up with a couple of gentle sun salutations. So stepping to the top of your mat, putting a bit of a bend in the knees here. We'll inhale the arms up overhead, really reaching up through the fingertips, and exhaling, dropping down into a forward fold, but keeping the knees nice and bent. Inhaling up halfway here, maybe bringing the hands to the tops of the thighs. Inhaling to fold forward over bent legs. Planting the fingertips, we'll step back with the left leg. And as we're exhaling, shine the heart forward. Planting both hands here, bringing the front foot to the back and pulling that belly button up to meet the lower spine. And maybe coming to knees, chest, and chin. Scooping forward to the floor, planting the tops of the feet. Inhaling up, baby cobra. Exhale to release. Inhaling back up to plank or half plank. Rolling the toes under. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling, we'll bring the left foot forward. Stepping through for a lunge. Exhaling, allowing that belly button to sink down, chest opening. And then moving the back foot to the front. Exhale to release. Inhale up to stand. Hands come down through heart center, sinking all the way back down. Exhaling back into our forward fold, still keeping those legs nice and bent, just warming up here. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale to release, planting the fingertips, stepping back with the right leg. Exhaling as we lower the hips, lowering the belly button, shining the heart forward. Planting both hands, stepping back, bringing the knees down if you like, or coming to chaturanga if you're ready for that. Or otherwise coming to knees, chest, and chin. And then allowing the body to rest on the floor. Inhaling up, baby cobra. Exhale to release. Inhaling back to plank or half plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg comes forward. Exhale, shining the heart forward. Right lunge. Back foot comes to meet front. Exhale, surrender and bow. And then inhaling up to stand with the flat back. Hands coming to heart center. And if you like, you can bring the thumbs to the sternum. Feel the little heartbeat there. Feel the warmth that you've built in the body. And then we'll allow the hands to relax down. Coming to the center of the mat now, we'll come back to our Tadasana in the center of the mat. So rolling the shoulders onto the back. Palms are facing forward. And then as we're inhaling, we'll bring the palms in front of the chest here, allowing the palms to touch, bringing a little springiness into the feet. And we're going to step the arms and legs open wide at the same time here. So you have your choice of hopping the arms and legs apart or stepping them apart. So inhaling here, and then as we're exhaling, bringing those arms and legs out at the same time. So we'll take just a moment here to tune into some alignment and check to see that the ankles are underneath the wrists. Now, if your ankles are not quite underneath your wrists, that's quite fine too, but using that as a guide for how far apart the feet should be in this shape. So now we'll allow the hands to come down to the hips. We're going to take the right foot and just bring it forward, just about 1 footprint. And then taking the left foot, we'll turn the left foot out so that the left toes are facing the top of the mat. Now taking the right foot, turning the right foot towards the top right corner of the mat, and then turning the hips towards the short side of the mat. Then deepening into that front knee, we'll sweep the arms up overhead, coming into Warrior Two. Pressing back nice and strong through that back right heel, and squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. Now allowing that right arm to windmill open, we'll open the arms down, looking over the left fingertips, deepening into the front knee, coming into Warrior Two. Dropping the back hand now, inhaling the front arm up, reverse warrior. Inhaling back to Warrior Two. And then exhaling, we'll bring the left elbow to the top of the left thigh, reaching the right arm up and over the right ear. Continuing to be strong through the legs, deepening into that front knee, finding that alignment of the knee over the ankle. And then from here, sweeping up, we'll extend through the front leg, coming into a reverse triangle. And now inhaling the arms back down halfway. We'll shift the hips out to the right. Exhaling as we drop into a triangle on this side. Remembering that your hand can be on a block, on the top of your foot, on your shin, or even up on your thigh. Keeping the gaze directly forward or up at the thumb, whatever works best for you. And then inhaling as if someone is pulling us up from this position, lowering the arms down halfway. Now we'll take both feet, turning them out towards the corners of the mat here, allowing the hands to come down to the hip crease. We're going to deepen into the right leg, allowing the left toes to rise from the floor as we come into Skandasana. So bringing the hands down in front, lifting the left toes, feeling that stretch through the inner thigh and the back of the leg. And then inhaling to come up halfway, turning the feet parallel to the front edge of the mat and dropping forward, wide leg forward fold. Then planting the right hand in front of the face, we'll inhale the left arm up, coming into a left, coming into a twist on this side. And then dropping that left hand in front of the face, we'll inhale the right arm up. And exhale, bringing that hand down, bending both knees slightly, bringing both hands back to the hip crease, inhaling up. And now coming through this sequence again on the other side, we'll step the left leg forward slightly, turning out through the right toes, and then turning the left toes toward the bottom corner of the mat. And then turning the hips toward the bottom short edge of the mat, squaring the hips here, and as we're exhaling, deepening into the knee, bringing the knee over the heel. Inhaling the arms up overhead, shining the belly button forward. Breathing here. And then windmilling the left arm open. We'll come to a warrior two here, squaring the hips towards the long side of the mat, looking out softly over the front fingertips. Dropping the back hand, inhaling up through the front hand, feeling that stretch in the side body, deepening into the leg. And then sweeping the arms over, bringing the right elbow to the right knee, and allowing that left arm to extend long over the left ear, pressing out through the left heel, feeling that connection from that left heel all the way up through the left fingertips. Bending back into the front knee, bringing the knee over the ankle. And then extending through the front leg, Sweeping the arms up, coming into a reverse triangle. Inhaling, arms back down halfway. Shifting the hips out to the left, gathering up all this air with the right hand, and then dropping into a triangle on this side. And then imagining that someone is pulling us up out of the shape using that top hand. We'll allow the feet to rotate out, toes pointing towards the corners of the mat, and again coming into Skandasana. So coming down, placing the hands in front of the left foot, and bringing the right toes back towards the face. Trying to keep this left heel in contact with the mat, but if the heel comes up, that's okay too. Stretching the back and inside of the right leg. And then allowing ourselves to come back up, coming into a wide leg forward fold shape here and bringing the feet back to parallel, dropping the head down towards the mat. And then taking one hand, you can choose to place it in front of the face here. If you'd like a different variation, you can reach over, taking that right hand to the left shin and then opening up with the left arm. And then exhale, bringing the left hand down, walking that left hand over to the right shin, and then inhaling the right arm up, relaxing the neck. And then exhaling to bring that hand down. We'll bend slightly into both knees here, bringing the hands to the hip creases and inhaling back up to stand. You can heel toe, or hop your feet back to center, coming back to Tadasana. And so taking a moment here to reflect and integrate what we've just done, we're going to move back through this sequence again, this time moving more quickly and with the breath. So take a breath here all the way back down into the belly. Exhale. And then we'll bring the hands in front of the solar plexus, palms touching each other to step or hop the feet out into a wide leg position. Taking the hands to the hip crease, turning the left toes outward, right toes angling towards the top corner of the mat. Inhale up, warrior one. Inhaling here, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhaling up, reverse triangle. Exhale, arms come down halfway. Inhaling, and then exhaling as we shift the hips out of the way, coming into triangle on this side. Inhaling to come out, engaging everything, coming to five-pointed star, feet pointed out towards the corners of the mat. Exhaling, coming down to Skandasana. Inhaling to wide leg forward fold. Exhaling here. And then our next inhale, inhaling back up to our wide leg stance. Turning the left toes out, right toes in slightly. Inhaling the arms up, warrior one. Inhaling here and exhaling, opening up, warrior two. Inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, arms come down halfway. Shifting the hips out to the left, dropping into triangle on this side. Inhale, coming up all the way, coming back to 5-pointed star. And exhale, coming into Skandasana on the other side. Inhaling, shifting up to wide leg forward fold, feet come back to parallel. And this time planting both hands. We'll heel toe the feet back to a little bit farther apart, and then hip distance, setting up for a garland pose or a yogi squat. And then on an exhale, allow the hips to drop down, elbows come to the insides of the knees. Feet can be parallel or angled out towards the edges of the mat. And if your heels don't connect with the mat, here you have a few options: rolling up a blanket to put under the heels, or perhaps getting a couple of blocks to support your sacrum. But bringing a breath back deep into the belly here. Taking just a moment to focus on the belly, just beneath the belly button. This is where our creative energy lies. And taking just a moment here to nurture that part of you, that creative energy. Taking just a moment here to connect with your creative energy, your generative energy. Allowing the shoulders to remain relaxed away from the ears. Settling into the opening of the hips. And then we'll place one hand in front, one hand behind, and gently roll back to a seated position. And once you've found your way back to seated, allowing the soles of the feet to come to touch, coming into Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. You can interlace the fingers underneath the feet here, or take the peace fingers around the toes, or even the hands around the ankles. Whichever variation you choose, pulling the heels in towards the body, rolling the shoulders onto the back. And you can choose to stay here, or on your next exhale, begin lowering the center of the chest forward, coming into a butterfly forward fold. This does not have to be a big movement in order to create a sensation. So keeping the shoulders on the back, simply lower the chest down as far as it feels comfortable to get a nice sensation of stretch across the inner thigh. And then inhaling to bring yourself out from this shape. We'll take the hands and use them to close the legs as we shift around on our mats to come down to rest on the back. Taking the knees into the chest here. Just roll from side to side for just a moment, rolling out through that lower back. We'll take the soles of the feet down to the mat, allowing the feet to be nice and wide here, opening the arms if you like, and then just gently allowing the legs to windshield wiper from one side to the other. And then bringing that to stillness, we'll bring the knees back into the chest one at a time. And then bringing the hands to the shins, or perhaps wrapping the arms around the legs, bringing the knees to the nose. And then on your next exhale, letting it all go, letting the arms come rest out to the sides, letting the feet come out wide on the mat, smuggling the shoulder blades up underneath the back. Taking a deep breath, and as you're exhaling, allowing all the remaining tension to leave the body. Allowing all the remaining tension to leave the body. Allowing the body to become heavy. And then just give yourself the gift of this moment. Taking time for stillness. Giving your body and mind this time to integrate your practice. And we'll end today's practice here. This is all the time you have for today. You might roll to one side and press yourself to a seated position. Or if you have a few extra moments to give yourself, just allow yourself to remain here in your Shavasana. Whether you carry yourself into the remainder of your day now or later, may you always take your yoga with you, and may your yoga follow you.